Doing about those, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are getting on the 2023 Lowrider S. Yes, this is by far my favorite bike, but man, after test riding the FXLR ST, man, I'm a fan of both. But I've owned my Lowrider S for about 3 years. All right, I've owned mine for 3 years. I'm a fan. Let's see if this thing is recording. Yes, it is. GoPros are really unreliable, but anyways, what has changed from 2022? Is it worth the upgrade? Now, if you ride a Dyna, or if you ride anything, twin cam or anything like that, with the new frame, of course, you have the new monoshock on the Milwaukee 8. You have, of course, the Milwaukee 8 valves. Just overall feel, performance, suspension, it's worth the upgrade. If you own a Lowrider S, a FX DLS, then you know what, I'd probably recommend looking at the FXLR ST. Man, that bike, like I said, I really like everything about it. All right, the cargo space, the frame mounted fairing, the wind protection, everything about it. I am a fan of the FXLR ST. Now, this is also a great bike, of course, but in my opinion, it's worth the extra couple $1,000 for the saddlebag. You get the fairing, you get the saddlebag, and you also get ABS. That's standard on the FXLR ST. You don't get that with the Lowrider S anymore. That they changed that. It's a bummer. They raised the price, they increased the price, and then they removed ABS, which is a $900 option. But of course, I believe there's still shortages. I believe that's one of the reasons why they don't do that anymore with the American market with the Softails. I believe what they're doing with the ABS, I believe they're using it on their touring models, the specials, and I believe they're using the ABS on overseas. So I believe that's what they're doing. So they're more focused on overseas because it's mandated. All right, it's a requirement for the manufacturer to have ABS. So it looks like the GoPro's still recording. Anyways, back on the topic of the Lowrider S. Man, the handlebars, it appears to be, compared to the Lowrider ST, they appear to be a little bit taller. I believe this is a 4-inch riser. I might be wrong. And Lowrider ST, it seemed like it had a 3-inch riser on it, because it did look and feel shorter. But the placement right here, I'm not completely over the fuel tank, but I am leaned forward a little bit. All right, it's not too bad. As far as the rider position on the bike, man, it's really starting to pour now. I don't have any rain gear, so I'm gonna get soaked. I am going to be soaked after this one. The rider position, it's a little bit slightly forward. I'm not upright. I'm not upright like I am on a Street Bob or one of the other bikes. I am slightly forward. I'm not completely stretched either, so it's a little bit of in between. Relaxed and upright. All right. And as far as the air breather, I'm telling you, they made that change. They made that change for 2023 models, and I like it. All right, a lot of the folks on the Facebook group, that's what they were doing. That they were swapping out their big air breather suckers. They were upgrading to an S&S or something like that, because your shin was hitting the air breather the whole time. Now look at the clearance that I have this year in 2023. I have about 2 inches of clearance between my shin and the air breather, which is great. Like I said, last year there was a lot of Facebook group members that had their big suckers on the Facebook group for sale. A lot of people got rid of it. This year I don't think that's going to be the case. So I'm glad Harley has made that change. Another notable change For the 2023s, you also have cruise control standard on the lowrider S, which is also great. That's like a $240 option. Plus, you have to get it flashed at the dealership. So you're looking at, depending on your dealer, you're looking at about between $80 to, of course, free. Some of the dealerships might flash your cruise control for free. So that could easily cost you about $300 to $400, and man, it is starting to pour now. I normally don't ride in these conditions, but when I have to, I have to. I mean, there isn't anything else I can do other than just suck it up and be extra cautious when I'm around the gravel, around dirt areas, potholes. There's a lot of imperfections on this back road, so you do have to be careful. And anyways, getting back with the demo ride, yes, the fuel tank, the air breather, that's a change, a positive change. The cruise control, another positive change. And then of course the 2023 compared to the 2021s, you also have the better suspension on the rear. You have the Heritage shock. It's about half an inch to an inch taller than the 2021 models. So a lot of positive changes. It's just that unfortunately they removed the ABS, which was a $900 option, and that's a price increase without them substituting anything other than taking that off. So let's go ahead and open her up and see what she's about. Oh, it's getting cold. No wind protection at all. You do have a bikini fairing or a speed screen on this. It doesn't make a difference as far as wind protection. Yeah, you're basically riding naked on this bike. So it's starting to clear up now. All right, it looks like the rain stopped, but I am drenched. Well, not drenched, but I am wet. It's cold. No wind protection, but man, the bike handles great. You do have a 28-degree rake on this thing, just like the Fat Bob. Not a lot of the Milwaukee 8s have a reduced rake, but overall, it's an improvement as far as ground clearance. All right, so when the front rake, when the forks are a little bit more upright, of course your wheel, the wheel length of the bike, it's a little bit shorter, so it handles a little bit better. It's a little bit more agile. You also have, of course, because the front end is more upright, your ground clearance is also a little bit higher than of course the kind of like the Breakout. The Breakout has a 34-degree rake. It has a 34-degree rake, so the Breakout ground clearance is not the same as the Lowrider S, and it's not going to handle the same as the Lowrider S. And those are the reasons, those slight changes, or those slight reasons are the reason why I like the Lowrider S. Of course, you have inverted forks, dual disc brakes, the suspension, the monoshock, it's slightly higher, but I can still flat foot the bike anyways. I do have a Fox shock in my Lowrider S, and I believe it's the same height as the 2022 and the 2023 models. So anyways, in my opinion, I've owned mine for 3 years. All right, guys, I have the 114 compared to the 117. It's not a huge difference. As far as performance, we're talking about maybe an extra 9 or 8 foot-pounds of torque. They handle the same. It's still the same bike, but of course you have you have the cruise control, and then you have the 117, and you have the 117 air breather. And I like what they did by moving it, you know, forward on the bike. It handles great. I'm a huge fan. I still believe the Softail, the best Softail for your buck or for your money is the Lowrider S. Anyways, it looks like this is it. They put away all the tables, so this might be the last test ride for today. Okay.
Yeah, because the rain.
Uh-huh.